Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Happy LIONSGATE 88 portal. If you're seeing this, more than likely it's coming out on the day, although this is a timeless reading, so feel free to come back whenever this hits you, I guess, whenever it comes across your timeline. If anything resonates with you today, please remember to give a like on the video, support the channel, especially if you're a real person in the age of bots and AI. We really have to kind of verify these things, so I appreciate all of you, if you're a real person and you're checking out the reading, or you're checking out the channel, to please go ahead and like the video or drop me a heart emoji, something. That would really help show the engagement. Appreciate you all. Alright guys, as you can see, we have two options here in front of you. Pick a feather, whichever feather is calling to you. So I will, in the next section, let you meditate on the energy, and I will see you at your reading. Hello, pile number one. Welcome. This is for everyone who chose this black buzzard feather. Vulture. A vulture. Vulture, buzzard. I thought at first it could have been... It's definitely a buzzard, or a vulture type creature. And the story, first of all, behind this feather... The feathers that you're seeing in this reading are just a couple of several that have been laid across my path this year thus far. This one came in at a interesting placement. I call this feather actually a calling card. It's a calling card. Specifically when I put in calling card requests from certain angels or even spirit guides, and I ask them specifically to show me their presence in my life, I get a calling card. And hence, this one came out on a particular day when I was taking out the trash, literally taking out the trash. And so maybe that's a message already coming through for this LIONSGATE portal for someone here, that you are taking out the trash, so to speak, in your life, or that you've done that recently. But also a calling card could be like a business card, or you want to feel, you're going to be feeling Spirit's presence a lot in your life if you haven't already. Many of you have. You feel them very, very, and they're letting you know when they're around. When you ask, I hear the word ask. Ask, collective, ask, and it is given. Also, that's Abraham Hicks, but also ask. Call upon your guides. Call upon your angels. They will make their presence known in your life. Every time. Every time. So, this involves kind of not cutting corners in your own life. And what I mean by cutting corners, collective, is you're being called to take out the trash in your mentality that fears the outcome of something that you want, or fears even the obtaining of the desire that you want. So, refusing to let yourself go for it. Refusing to let yourself go after it because you are concerned about the outcome. Okay? On that day, I had some trash actually fall out of the back of my car, and it fell in the path of another driver who was behind me. Thankfully, there was no incident, and the driver behind me was okay, but I hadn't, the trash that was in the back hadn't been properly secure. I thought it was, but it turns out that it wasn't, and so it flew out of the back, and luckily it was just a cardboard box. But the point was is that when I had to pull over, I pulled over first of all to make sure that the driver behind me was okay, because they had to pull over. And I had a bunch of trash, unfortunately, fall out of the back of my car. So I was like, oh my God, I need to go pick all that up. So I did. I literally had to go back and clean something up. That's another message. You're going back and you're cleaning something. You're picking up after yourself. You are, but I there's a good ending to this though, collective. I feel like your attitude about this is actually working in your own favor. That, yeah, there's a lot of work to be done. Yes, you may have to go back and physically pick something up, clean it up, polish it up. But the message is that I think you're eager to do it. I think this time when you're looking back at this work that has to be done on potentially even something you deeply care about, could be a project, could be a relationship, whatever it is, but I feel like for the first time in a long time, you feel as though you're eager to put the work in because you know there's going to be a payoff. Whatever you've started, there's going to be a payoff, collective. Okay? You need to know that. This LIONSGATE portal, putting in these manifestations when you start something, many of you are getting ready to launch hugely, widely successful businesses. Maybe even startups, but you're going to do it. Or you're going to launch that project in a way that you feel eager to do it because you really feel like you can obtain the outcome this time, whatever that is. Set that goal in mind, set that intention in mind, and put it out there. This, immediately when I went back to pick up this trash, that was my trash. It was my responsibility to get it, and also to check on this woman that was behind me. She was fine, and it was all good. But as I collected everything back up, and I had to, walk, several hundred yards back to my car to put it all back, and I was on my way to the dump. Right as I was getting ready to leave, and I was literally in my truck, getting ready to leave, and right in front of me, and it hadn't been there before, right in front of me was this feather. So I immediately and I spotted it instantly, and it was like right before I had left, I had called upon my guides, I had called upon my angels to release and send me their calling card, and here it was. That was the message. That's huge, and I was like, holy shit. Every time I've ever asked, I have certain guides that leave me certain feathers. I typically receive buzzard feathers or vulture-like feathers. You may notice this too when you are doing some sort of detoxification of your life, when you are cleaning up. Because think about a vulture, like it eats the flesh of other animals, right? It eats the dead flesh of other animals. It does the cleanup work, the cleanup crew. There's something about that. The cleanup crew, but they're happy to do it. Okay, they get fed. They enjoy what they get to do. They're scavengers. They don't really do much hunting. They scavenge and they survive that way. Maybe if you tuned into the 7/7 portal reading, there was a message in one of those piles about scavenging. And so I'm just feeling, collective, that even your apex predators eventually at some point were also scavengers. They didn't hunt all the time. In fact, it was wise for them not to hunt all the time. They scavenged for food because it conserved energy. It saved energy to not be on the hunt all the time, right? There are times in our lives when we have to be in that mode, when we have to attack our prey, or attack our desires, attack our wishes and dreams. But then sometimes we have to scavenge and wait for things to die off, or wait for the right timing of things. Those of you who were drawn here are heavily been encouraged by divine timing in your lives recently, and the time is now. I've literally been channeling that very phrase that's so popular now, the time is now. I've literally been channeling that since I was about 12 years old. Okay. I'm 35, by the way, for anyone who was wondering how old I am. I don't know why I'm telling you, but there you go. I'm 35, but that one particular phrase has been with me, channeled it when I was 12 years old, and it channeled into work, and it channeled into some creative passions of mine. In fact, those creative passions of mine are also resurfacing, so I heavily resonate with you guys. I really do. I resonate with this pile, with this resurgence of feeling inspired to come back to something you thought was long gone, you thought was long forgotten about. And no, it's not that it was. It was just there was some cleanup crew that needed to happen around this manifestation, this desire. You will know what that looks like in your life, but just know your desires, you've been in a cleanup stage, okay? As it were. Your next chapter, you don't know it yet, is about to be it's going to work this time. I think some of you out there need to hear that. It's collective. I felt that actually just now. A huge wave of emotion. Guys, take a deep breath, okay? Let it out. Let this stress go off of your shoulders. It's going to work this time. The thing you have put all of your heart and soul into, it's going to work this time. And you need to hear that. You need to know that. Okay? Go for it. Don't be afraid. Go for it. Clean it up. Relaunch it. Rename it. Whatever you got to do. It's going to work this time. You need to know that. Okay? Trust yourself. And all you have to do is ask. Ask. Okay? Ask for the guidance you need. Let's get a message from our star sisters. I have not worked with this oracle in quite some time. So we'll get a message from the oracle, pull some tarot. These messages aren't going to be very long actually today though, guys. Also, I wanted to give you guys quick messages for your LIONSGATE portal. Because I also feel like many of you don't need to be sitting around second guessing, and this is your clue, your call. Don't. Guys, if you feel the divine inspiration to do something, just take action, even if you don't know what it's for at the moment. Many of you don't, okay? Many of you won't. You're just, you hear the name or you hear the voice in your head that says, hey, do that. Oh, okay. And you're like, well, why? Just do it. Just go that way. And it was that nudge from spirit that didn't feel pushed. It didn't feel rushed. It didn't feel anxious. It felt like, hey, look this way. Okay? Trust that and go with it, even if you don't know what it's for in the moment. The key word here is trust. It's faith. Trust that this portal, and maybe even a cycle that you could be closing out, is calling in huge manifestation for you. Okay? And it's going to work this time. This time, I felt the need to say. Divine timing again was at work. Even the parts that felt stagnant. Guys, even the parts that felt stagnant. What were you doing, think about it, in that time of stagnancy? In that time of stagnation? You were honing you. You were becoming you. You were learning what it felt like to endure. Endure those periods of even failure. What did that look like for you? Knowing, because honestly, knowing how to win, knowing how to fail is also as important as knowing how to win. Knowing how to sit in that energy of failure, or what feels like failure in the moment, teaches you a lot about you. Sometimes I think it's more important. Regardless, now is your winning season, you know? But you wouldn't have that winning season if you didn't know how to sit in this energy and hone you as a person. It's going to make you a smart winner, a smart doer. You're all the more wiser because you've learned how to endure. Ooh. Yes. Okay, the Jade Star. The Jade Star. Some of you could be called to wear more jade at this time as well. Surrender. Surrender. I am ready to let go with self-compassion. All right. Underlying, we have the Star Mother. You are loved. The Universal Mother loves and supports me totally. Totally. Let's read the Jade Star. Some of you may want to work, again, with more jade at this time. Or you may be called, number 23 is 5, Kaleno. Kaleno. Definitely called to work with some jade. Okay. Surrender. No. Relinquish. Closure. Take out the trash. Okay? The Jade Star represents the union of the heart chakra and the Imperial Jade Jewel. This energetic vortex and crystal alliance is a match made in heaven. It is where love, in all its glistening facets, is felt most deeply. Jade is a precious stone that amplifies unconditional love, empathy, and opulence. The psychic sense associated with the heart is clairsentience, clear psychic feeling. Through intentional surrender, feeling, and the power of love, deep healing is made possible. Kaleno helps you connect to heart unity through the energetic portal of love on page 60. So we're working through the heart. The heart is also creativity, guys. Creative love. From the past, I really feel like something you loved unconditionally that also loves you unconditionally. No matter, I felt the need to say, no matter what your current relationship is with it, whether it's a person or project or whatever the case may be, this love, or just the universal love, you just felt unconditionally. Okay? You are loved unconditionally no matter what you perceive as the failure of this thing or the unsuccessful outcome. Not something that didn't quite culminate in the way that you wanted it to, when you wanted it to. The time was still now to act, though. That's what I felt the need to tell you. That even though the divine inspiration happened years ago, it's all been a part of the journey, every step that's led to this moment. Okay? Every step that's led to this moment. I'm going to ask now what the situation is for you, who you are, what action you're going to take, what action you shouldn't take, and the outcome should you do. Then some advice. Okay? Power 1. What is the current energy, please, for Power 1? Thank you. Yeah. The Moon. How is this going to work out for me? Fear to move forward. Also connecting with that uncertainty. Is this going to work for me? Hidden. Hidden facets. Hidden. Some of you may have some Cancer in your chart or working simply with the energy of Cancer. The full moon is going to be significant to you at this time. I see the crab this time. If I saw the lobster, I would say financial pinch for you, but I'm seeing the crab. So you could have some Piscean energy here too as well. But the crab, more also Cancerian, Ah, I just heard Jupiter in Cancer. And Jupiter's going to be in Cancer for the next year or so. I do believe it's in Cancer now. So this growth is happening now, okay? Some of you are very, very sensitive around this time of the full moon. Please know that. Or it's not the full moon right now, but the moon, things are hidden. There's uncertainty. How are things going to move? How are things going to move forward? Okay? Who is the collective at this time? Who is the collective at this time? What energy is the collective sat in? Show me clearly. Clear jumper, please. Thank you. Endings. Ten of Swords. Okay. Guys, this Ten of Swords is clear in another way, and thanks to Ciro Marchetti, how he depicts his Ten of Swords, they're never actually piercing the skin. Although there's pain here, there's suffering, or there's some hidden perception of fear around this ending or an ending, right? And many of you could be going through endings, of course, and maybe you're doing it quietly, maybe you're doing it hidden, you're not even unveiling or unraveling this betrayal, frankly, that you're even going through, feeling betrayed. Five of Swords right after that. So for some of you, Five of Swords, the Wheel, and the Hanged Man. So this cycle in your life, again, where you felt paralyzed, stagnant, facing maybe even exterior ridicule from others, or this tit for tat, people are against you, people want to win, or people thought maybe you cheated in some way, or you didn't play fair. Could be dealing with a Gemini, or it's like a hidden ending to this cycle. And it's nothing that, I don't feel like, with the moon here, it's not good, obviously. It's not the best energy here, but it's like, I feel you being very quiet about it. It's almost like you know that there's maybe gossip or ridicule kind of going on about you out there, but no one actually has the truth either. No one truly knows even what you went through. And they're probably not gonna. Let's just be real. No one's gonna really know the true extent to which you suffered here. But the cool thing, well, the only cool thing technically about the Ten of Swords is that it's over fast. It hurts, but it's over fast. So whatever bullshit this is that you're currently going through, that you're putting an end to, taking out the trash, and I don't blame you, it hurts, but it's over fast. It's quick and in a hurry out of your life. And I almost feel like the moment you see it for what it is, you cut it off immediately. You're cutting off what's confusing you, honestly. You're cutting off what's been hidden from you. Okay? You're sat right now in the energy of the Ten of Swords. What action is the collective taking? Show me clearly. Action. Thank you. Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Coin. So we're claiming independence. 9, 10 to the 9. We digress, but in a good way. So whatever thought this was, that I wouldn't be successful, oh, but I am. So maybe it's a projection that we saw Five of Swords, is that people want to believe that you're here, right? But collective, I kind of feel like you're going to pop out and look like this. You're about to, people, and that's the idea, right? Five of Swords. People have a perception that you're hurting, that you're worse off in the mind, they think, than you actually are. So maybe you're tricking everybody. Maybe Five of Swords, you're really winning this head game by allowing others to think what they want to think. To have any kind of perception of you that fits their narrative. Why not? It's better off for them. Better off for you. Because you get to move quietly now, right? You get to move quietly. You get to boss up quietly. You get to rise. Judgment. You get to have a second chance. A resurrection. And a resurrection like a phoenix, which is also, I feel like, what many of you are in. For a while you were in that state, right? Scavenging just to survive. Just to survive. I think you're going to pull back from that and focus on yourself. What does this independence look like to you? You're faced back at this. It's like, I'm good, but how good am I? Or is there some illusion around how good you are? Because it's kind of a contradictory energy, right? There's some illusion, and that's where the confusion is. Because people really don't know how good you are. And that bothers them. It's not your problem. It's not even your responsibility to care. People need to mind their own business. Truly. Stop caring so much and minding someone else's business. Like, are you paying that person's bills? Are you comforting them, nurturing them, taking care of them, providing for them in any kind of way? Then why is your opinion even relevant here? If they're not paying your bills, collective, if they're not taking care of you, if they're not nurturing you in any way, why does their opinion matter here to you? Or this perception? Because I see what you went through. I see maybe what some of you were going through. This idea of caring too much about what other people think about you. Let it go. Let it go. Surrender. You got abundance coming in for you. If it's not already. You're manifesting it because you've been calling it in already. It's a beautiful thing, and I just want you to embrace it. Embrace this new wave of enthusiasm. Okay? Where should the collective not focus? On confusion. Seven of Cups. Makes sense to me. Clarified by Two of Swords in reverse. Yeah. You have clarity about the confusion now. You have clarity about the illusion. You see it clearly, although others may not. To me, Two of Swords reversed is, again, a crossroads. I was blocking something, but now I see. And I'm going to draw in here to the, what's it called? Is it the phoenix? Oh, it is a phoenix. It's like a dragon phoenix, but it's also the koi. It looks kind of like a koi fish in this particular bowl. The dragon swims upstream of the Yellow River all the way to Mount Fuji, where it turns into, the koi fish does, right? Turns into the dragon. So you've gone upstream to this manifestation. It took you a while to get there. You suffered even on your way there, but you did it. You found out who you were in the end. You have options now. Which one do you choose? You're making a choice. This could be also something to do with entertainment, because I see you watching something. I see you receiving a laurel. I see you winning. I see gems. Gems. You may have found a gem recently. You could have found like even if it's fake, it don't matter. Or you were given some sort of a gem or a ring or or some of you got engaged, some of you are getting married, some of you, I'm seeing you receiving recognition that you didn't receive before, even though the focus is telling you, don't overwhelm yourself. Don't overwhelm yourself with the past of what you thought confused you. So it feels to me, collective, like you were given an idea or an inspiration, or you came into some union too early. It's like you were given it at the right time, but it was still right person, right thing, wrong time. Even though the time was now. Again, contradictory energy, Two of Swords, clarity all over this. The time was then for you to receive it, but to receive it too early. Make it make sense. But yeah, something like that. You know? That's how the energy feels to me. It's like you received something right on time, but also too early. Before its time. You are also, I feel like, someone who is before your time. You couldn't have manifested the thing you obtained back then because it was before its time, but now you have matured. The time is now. The time is now. So this Judgment, second time, coming around again, Wheel of Fortune that we saw, is coming back to deliver something that was always yours, was always going to be for you. In fact, you had already created it. It was already a part of your manifestation. But you had to live through it first. It's almost like you had to evolve with this thing, you know? And it was scary. And you suffered. But you grew as well. It's like you kind of start to change your legacy here. You tended to it with the Seven of Pentacles here. You tended to this, you nurtured it. And again, Seven of Pentacles can feel like failure. In some tarot decks, it's actually represented as failure. Because you have to wait. You have to hurry up and wait. You get these divine inspirations that you can't act on at the time. Or even if you did, or even if they technically went nowhere at the time or didn't give you the recognition that you deserved back then. Relax. It's all coming back the way it was supposed to. You're equipped to handle it now, is really what I feel the need to tell you. Okay? Outcome. Ace of Cups. How beautiful, right? Love. Love. True love. New love. Self-love. Spiritual love. A cup. A cup of Christ also is what I saw, the Holy Grail, right? The Holy Grail. Here. Maybe you've watched Indiana Jones here recently. Okay. Ooh, Nine of Swords. Also, it's a dream. It's a nightmare, but it's a dream as well. Something occurring in your dreams. Also, if you're having nightmares, set a cup of water beside your bed to absorb any energy, and whisper your manifestations, whisper your loving good energy into that cup. That will absorb any nightmare energy being sent your way. Okay? You may have people trying to attack you in your dream state. Or just invade. It doesn't really feel like so much an attack, but it's like there are things, energies, entities, and or people that want to invade your dream space. And they are, some of them. They're trying. But, and some of them, don't get me wrong, some of these even past people, friends, they want a new beginning with you. They want a second chance. Some of you will, you know? Or if it feels right, you'll find the way to go about this thing. But new love for you. You're about to catch a really big fish. I feel the need to tell you. Also, we have the I can't get my animals right today. The dragon, sea dragon thing, you know, the little teeny tiny, these guys that mate for life. Seahorse? A seahorse, there we go. Yeah, a seahorse. A seahorse. Two seahorses here. What's advice, please, for the collective? Magician. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. The power has been yours all along, collective. Careful, careful. You do have magic being thrown your way, and it's can feel hostile, but again, you guys, we're in the energy of Leo. 5 of Wands, that's Leo energy for sure. For sure. What's in the crown? The Queen of Pentacles. I just heard we're gonna fight for our right to party, you know? But there's also something about competition here. Now, 5 of Wands in its positive polarity, if we can call it that, is about competition. It's about healthy competition. Competition. Healthy competition. I feel like, though, collective, you're getting ready to reinvent something that you've done in a new way. You're reinventing it away from this energy that thought they had maybe even tricked you or got you down and out about something. Little do they know. Little do they know. It's not for me to say. It's for you to know. I feel like you're going to overcome this. There was a lot of magic being thrown your way. People hoping you would never step back into this magician power. Every time you show up, it just bugs the crap out of these people. Or them. Forget them. Healthy competition is good. Okay? Don't get me wrong. I believe in healthy competition. What does that look like for you? It means just, we're human, guys, and we're here to live and have the human experience. And sometimes that looks like competing with others in a fair and equal way. That's okay. That looks good, and it looks good on you when you have people who respect the game, you know? Some people cheat. Well, I'm getting that quote from Scent of a Woman. He says there are 2 kinds of people in this life: those who those who face the music and those who run for cover. Right? Cover is better. Sometimes cover is better. Sometimes protecting oneself and all that jazz is the better route. But just know, sometimes there are those who stay and face the music, and you face the music of yourself. Like, I didn't have to go back and pick up all that trash, but I could have just kept driving and said, fuck it, and fuck that person, you know? But I'm not that person. I could never be that person. And it was just a reminder to me, though, stuff's not as bad as it seems in the moment. Even when you're going through it, I just feel the need to tell you that. Even when you're going through it. Just, like, sit with yourself a little longer. Don't fight yourself so hard on making it happen. Do you have to fight hard? Yeah, there's a part of that. Sometimes you gotta give it everything you got. For some of you, this is also gonna look kind of like fitness for you. Yeah, because you got an Ace of Coins right behind it. And the Ace of Coins has to be nurtured. It's a new beginning, right? It has to be, for some of you, this looks maybe even be like an award of some kind, a gift, an offering. How bad do you want it? Five of Wands. How bad are you willing to go for it? You know, like, how bad do you want it? Knight of Cups, with all of your heart, is what I just heard. Knight of Cups, with all my heart. Someone wants you, by the way, with all their heart. Maybe you're a fan of King Arthur. Collective, Pile 1, this was your Lionsgate portal reading. I hope you enjoyed. If you feel like you need the second message, stay tuned for the second feather, and I will see you there. I hope there was a good message for you here. If so, please remember to like the video, show your support to the channel. Drop me a sun emoji if you resonated or found clearance with this reading, or a lion face, a lion emoji, either one. I look forward to hearing from you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Take care. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. Okay, guys, we're getting the energy of the feather. So, this is probably number 3 of the owl feathers that I have found just this year, that have been placed on my path just this year. I don't remember. Now, typically when I receive an owl feather, that's a really big omen for me. I know that a significant life change is getting ready to happen or occur, or it's just after the fact, or just before the fact. So it's kind of a warning, honestly, every time I receive an owl feather. But some of the feathers I found recently didn't accompany those, let's say, tower moments that I have associated sometimes when finding an owl feather. In fact, one of the last feathers I found, I felt a great sense of pride with it. It felt good. It felt like I had accomplished something. But ironically, and maybe you will notice the theme of our reading today, I was getting Harry Potter. We're kind of working with a Harry Potter theme for these readings today as well. You'll notice I was getting Harry Potter, and specifically, you know, the owls come in and deliver messages in the films and in the books. But specifically, the message I got, or one of the, I was inspired to start watching the series again and even reading the book a little bit. And I just finished the third movie the other night, and it was about at the end when Harry comes back he casts his Patronus for the first time, and he thinks when he sees the Patronus, when he's being attacked in the woods by the Dementors, and he sees the Patronus, the stag, come out of the woods, and he thinks it's his father or some other magician or wizard that came through to save him. But really, he came through to save himself. It was really him in the future projecting his own Patronus back at his past self. And remember, something about time is occurring here. It's like we're going back in time. I feel like, collective, you're being given an opportunity that the thing you thought was saving you is actually you. That's what I'm getting. The thing you thought is saving you, maybe even saving you now, is actually you. And with this being a feather as well, I feel the need to tell you, to collective, to take this time of manifestation when you're writing yourself. Write yourself a love letter to your past self. Write your past self, your current self, a love letter to your future self. That's what I feel the need to tell you. Maybe some of you are taking the time to do that, especially on this particular Lionsgate portal. Write a love letter to yourself. You made it. Of where you are, where your life has finally brought you and taken you. Write this beautiful love letter to yourself of where you are currently. where you are living 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Write this future letter to yourself to let you know, I made it. I made it. It worked. It happened. Whatever that is. It could be maybe a project that you're getting ready to dive into, or the revamping of something. What you didn't know from the past is the thing you thought that was outside of you coming to save you was actually you coming to save you in the future. Time travel, right? The prime directive. Now we're skipping universes. We're jumping a whole universe here. It's a sci-fi. That would be Star Trek, the prime directive. But something like that. Something about visiting your past self or your future self is coming to save you. Ooh, that's good. That is good. I better write that down. You better write that down, collective. Your future self is coming to save you. Oh my God, that's really good, actually. Where's my journal? I need to write that down. Hang on 1 second. Ooh, I just found a message that I left for myself, actually, called Flight of the Falcon. Flight of the Falcon. When a king passed from this life, his ascension was known as the Flight of the Falcon. Something about kings. Maybe a king is passing this year, or someone significant. When a king passes from this life, his ascension is known as the Flight of the Falcon. That's cool. Flight of the Falcon. Also, your future self is coming to save you. Okay. Anything else? Oh yeah. P.S. The owl bites. The bird bites. I remember that. Okay. That was from book 4, though. Sirius sends Harry a bird, an owl, right? A letter. But he uses a different owl. He doesn't use Harry's owl, Hedwig. He uses some sort of barn screech owl or whatever. But it's one that Harry's not familiar with. And at the end of the letter, it tells him, right as he's being bitten by the owl, that Sirius says, oh yeah, P.S. the bird bites. So careful not to hold on to something too long, or it could bite you, also, I felt the need to say. Or there was a message, again, arriving a little late, a warning that came a little after the fact, but but you were still meant to go through it. It's like you got warned of something after the fact. So you may be being warned of something after the fact. Okay, I do have to give that message. Let's pull an Oracle Visions card for you. I have to do a little bit of interpreting with these cards because they are a little, well, they just rely on the interpretation of the mind to do a little digging. Too much. One card, please, for the collective. For pile 2, what do they need to know? Thank you. Number 1, again. Number 37 on the bottom here. That's cool. So as things lift off for you, It's like you're putting pieces of yourself back together here. Something to do with pictures, and it's like these pictures, if you kind of see what I'm seeing here, it almost looks like, this is in your crown, by the way, this vision of yourself, and there's these doves flying out of this box here. This is just all intuitive hit. You've been wearing a mask, collective, around also revealing your true identity, your true self. Number 1 is also about the self, so it's kind of like we've been kind of covering who we are, and we've kept our light in this little box. But it wants to fly free with the doves here. Your light wants to be seen. You've covered it for a very long time. I feel like it wants to be seen. It really does want to be seen, but you don't want to see it. That's the issue here. Because her eyes are closed. You don't see yourself the way others do. So you try to make yourself invisible. Now, in your 7/7 portal reading, I think it was pile 1 in that reading, was desiring to take a cloak off. It was actually, there was a desire to be seen authentically, and a wanting to. And if you, it's something about reinventing yourself too, because I feel like you are going to be doing something with social media, with all of these, the camera here, and all these images, and picture frames and stuff like that. Something about how you're seen, either in film or how you're portraying yourself. Multiple ways. I think you're kind of putting your thoughts together around that, honestly. Kind of putting your ideas but it's all culminating in some sort of idea of yourself, in this puzzle piece of yourself, this perfect picture being put together. Now, she's also wearing a mask on the outside, but in the frame, her mask is off. So here, her mask is on, but here, her mask is off. And it's this part of her that is being put back together. And with these hot air balloons, it's liftoff time. The moment you kind of put this image of yourself back together. It could even be an identity. It could be a platform. It could be how you're showing up on social media, posting more, whatever the case may be. I feel like you're just kind of figuring that out. You're just figuring that out for yourself. Nothing wrong with that. And when the time is right, you will know. A mirror image too. We had masculine and feminine here. Interesting, I kind of did that in reverse. How interesting. Some of you have been in more of a feminine energy over your masculine, and some of you have been more in your masculine over your feminine. I feel like the sexes have almost been reversed here. That's what it feels like. So if you are feminine, maybe you find that you've been attracting more feminine men into your life, and maybe you need more or want more masculine. Because I feel like you're very kind of masculine and of yourself, even though you're beautiful. I think you know how to sit. You want to be able to sit in your feminine energy, is what I feel the need to say. And if you're looking for love this year, which you could be, or attracting love or a partner this year, or whatever the case, it's almost like you need, and let's say you're attracting a masculine, okay? I feel like you want or need, in fact, your masculine to be more masculine than you. Because you're pretty tough, but you don't let anybody see it. Since this was number 1, let's read it. Let's read number 1, see what this card says. A new beginning released from the past. You may have a fresh start any moment you choose. For this thing we call failure is not falling down, but the staying down. Whoa. This thing we call failure is not falling down, it's staying down. You may want to revert to pile 1, because we did talk about that. This idea of something you really wanted or something you really wanted to achieve. It's not falling down, that's the problem here, it's staying down. Did you get back up, collective? Yeah, you took a hit, maybe you did. Pile 1 did, as a matter of fact. They took a hit. But did you stay down or did you get back up? Getting back up sometimes is the most important part of this fight. We can all take one across the jaw, okay? But did you stay down when that happened to you, or did you move? You know? To move on from failures or simply to expand and explore new horizons, we make choices to leave the past behind. Whether it is in the form of treasured objects or of material or symbolic value, relationships, careers, familiar surroundings, or even personal ideals, at some point we may have to discard them like a tree shedding leaves in order to liberate ourselves and allow for future growth. On the floor are 3 discarded cards, each a Fool from my 3 tarot decks. So Ciro Marchetti is referring to these fallen cards here. Each one is a depiction of the Fool card from other decks that he has. From the box, their spirits are released as doves for a new beginning. That's beautiful. It's a do-over, it's a new start. A Fool's new beginning in 3. Power of 3 here. You may be seeing 333 as a matter of fact. Ensure that the time is right to move on. Has your present circumstance been truly fulfilled, or is it being abandoned prior to its completion? Are you giving up too soon? Or are you not trying at all? Okay. You could also be seeing the numbers 117, 121. Or those are going to be significant to you. Okay. What does your staying power look like, collective? If this is a relationship, are you giving up too early? Did someone give up too early on you? And if they did, maybe the realization is to let them go. Let them go. For many of you, and I just heard this, it sounds to me like you're saying, how could I have been so foolish a second time or a third time even? How could I have done this to myself twice or at all? What in me needs to be healed to allow this part of me to, because it doesn't feel like they hurt me. It feels like I hurt myself unintentionally, but it still feels that way. It feels like by me not trusting my first gut reaction or my first gut instinct, like I hurt myself in some way because I allowed someone who was immature or not standing in their integrity or whatever the case may be to control me emotionally or whatever the case may be, right? Or to allow me to sink and come out of into a vulnerable position that I shouldn't have been in. They were not strong enough to support me. But I was fine. It's like I was good. I was good. I was good on my own even. I was good on my own, handling myself, handling my shit, dealing with my shit. And then all of a sudden that temptation came in, right? That's what this story feels like. It feels like a temptation came in to test you, collective. And now, it happens to us all, guys. We fall for it sometimes. We do. We fall for it. We fall for the temptation. But it's not how hard you get hit, it's how hard you get hit and still get up and keep punching, you know what I mean? You only fail if you stay down. You don't fail for trying again, for getting back up. You fail if you never get back up. If you don't even try. Because if you aren't trying, you'd better be dead. That's the only excuse you have for not getting back up. You'd better be dead. There. If you're not dead and you're still around, alive and kicking, my God, you better keep living. You better keep doing the living. Many of you are good on your own. And then for some reason you think you may get tempted by a relationship or by a man or by a woman even that comes in and only operates as a distraction in your life from what you were. And that's how the demon, the devil, right, gets you in the moment. It tricks you into thinking you need something outside of yourself to do the work. No, you were fine just on your own. That's why I'm really sensing this shift between masculine and feminine, man or woman, I don't care. When you're in a good place and you're actually doing well for yourself and you're breaking those generational curses that, I am good, I'm good on my own, but it would be nice to have a partner to do this with. Fuck a partner. Sorry guys, but in 2025, who has the time to fuck around? Okay? And I'm not saying don't ever not have a partner, you know what I mean? But get right with you and your finances. If you know you're not in a position right now to indulge in that way, then don't. Get right with you first. And many of you are like, but my biological clocks are ticking, or what if I never find that person? Well, when you stop focusing on actually finding that person that you think you need right now, more than likely they come when you're not looking for them. More than likely they come when you're actually focused on yourself, focused on building you. Get back in touch with you. You think you need a relationship to satisfy this hole in your heart. Or this feeling, or even some of you got trapped financially into certain connections because maybe you were struggling to pay your own bills, and then here comes that ex of yours walking back into your life that wants to give to you and your situation and do right by the connection, but what growing have they really done? I don't know what you're saying. Why was I the fool for even thinking so? Honey, you're not. But when you're in a desperate position, I know many of you out there, you're going through this. And many of you are single parents, mostly single moms, but you guys you're out there and you're doing the best you can, truly. And I see you, by the way. I see you. This is no judgment, but this is the energy that you're combating. This is what I feel. That's what it feels like. Okay, this is not a judgment. This is not a criticism. It feels like, though, and I don't mean to have a heavy hand. But I just feel this energy for for someone out there, okay? You haven't failed. You're beautiful. You are. And your comeback season is going to be incredible. In fact, I think many of you are already on the rise. But you have those ebbs and flows, and how you deal with the ebbs is really the test of your strength here, because we're all going to ebb and flow, guys. You may find people being a little bit more combative with you here recently too. And what is it? I think Mars is in Libra. You may have Mars in Libra. You may have check your placements. Where Libra, Mars in Libra. Honestly, Libra is not gonna fight. Libra and Mars looks at fighting or battling or confrontation as immature, as low, as a waste of resource, as a waste of energy, as inconsistent. It's illogical. So Libra and Mars is the last thing, in fact, they want to do is lose control. Libra knows if I lose control, and Mars knows if I lose control, that's it. So it's probably harder on itself, or you may find yourself harder on yourself about not losing your cool. Okay? I actually have Mars and Libra myself, and I tell you, growing up, I did have a lot of people combative, very combative in friendships as well as family, but the worst thing is illogical, irrationality, losing control for no reason. I can't stand it. That just makes no sense to me. So I don't lose my cool very often, even when I have very reason to. My comebacks and my get-backs are very, 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 very particular. The current situation for you, collective, is the Chariot, and this particular depiction is Hades coming to collect Persephone to take her to the underworld. That's Hades actually riding the chariot, interestingly enough, coming to collect Persephone. Victory and success, but the chariot is a lot of hard work, okay? Our forward movement and ascension. A 7 energy also speaks to experience and a family connection. It's been hard. 10 of Cups. You will have some sort of victory. You will overcome. I feel like you are, though, maybe it's so family issues going on. Different sides of the rainbow. How do we move forward? How do you move forward in spite of how you're feeling about yourself? You're going to have 3 reasons to do it. You're also about to have 3 brand new beginnings. Some of you are pregnant at this time as well. 3 is the magic number. Also 3 times 3. If you feel like you're being sent energy, I feel like Spirit is... I don't normally condone this or do this, but return that shit to sender. It's not your responsibility to transmute other people's trash at this time, okay? It's not your responsibility to transmute other people's negative energy. It's not your responsibility, so return it. Return it. Return it to sender. Return it to source. You're allowed to do that. You don't have to sit here and take the crap that other people have given you, okay, or tried to dump on you, okay. They need to handle their own stuff. They need to stop projecting on you and handle their shit, right? Okay. From wherever, whomever. What is the collective pile 2? What are they sat in? What is the energy of pile 2? Judgment. Spirit says the power is in your hands. Also, Spirit's kind of here guiding this thing forward. Judgment call. Did you make the judgment call? Also something about your voice. That's Archangel Gabriel. Archangel Gabriel sounds the trumpet. So something about you could be feeling like your throat chakra has been attacked, or you're not being heard, or maybe communication is being blocked. It's 7 of Wands. You're being protected, believe it or not. 7 of Wands. You need protection around your voice, being able to speak your mind. Also, it's maybe even establishing some boundaries here. I feel that. What I'm willing and not willing to deal with in this connection, in this job, whatever this is, you need to be more vocal about that. Also, you're being given a second chance. Arise. You're rising. You're being reborn. This is spiritually guided. What action is pile 2 taking? Or should they take? What action should pile 2 take? Clear jumper, please. Thank you. There's no way that you should actually be taking this specific action. So what I'm feeling for you, for many of you, is you have been psychically attacked. You have been. It has made you want to do the unthinkable to yourself. No. No. And not on my watch. Not on my channel. Return that shit back to sender. Okay. What I'm seeing here, collective, you're gonna make a turnaround from this, and you have to. You didn't fail, even though you felt like you did. The energy wants, it's a lot of swords. 3 of Swords, 8 of Swords, underlying 9 of Swords, and the Emperor. I don't know who this masculine figure is. Could be a boss, could be a spouse, whatever, significant partner in your life, whomever. But this is Poseidon, right? Is that Poseidon or his brother? No, it's gotta be Poseidon. Someone felt very good with you being trapped in your head about not knowing what to do in your situation. It kind of fed their ego a bit, I want to say. They were being fulfilled in this idea that they were mentally torturing you, seeing you suffer. Spirit, I kind of feel like, is calling judgment on this in your life. That anyone who wanted you to see you in this energy, anyone who wanted to send this your way, that projection, even that thought. I mean, what kind of sick individual do you have to be to wish this on someone and expect it not to be returned or sent right back to you? Someone is heavily protected here. You need to know that. I think you do know that. You needed the confirmation or just to hear it outside of your own mouth for a change. Maybe you need someone else just to reflect back to you what you already know. But it's nice when you get validation and understand it this way. So, no, this is not the action you're taking. This is the action you're overcoming. Okay? You're not trapped. You're not helpless. Much to their chagrin. Oh God. They wanted you to hide and stay covered up and feel ashamed and not expose yourself and not ever grow and stay behind this gate behind you, stay trapped in your little gate of protection and never come out to play ever again. Sorry. The sun is shining and you're about to have literally either 3 reasons to celebrate or 3 brand new beginnings. Look forward to them, honestly. What action is the collective not taking? Not taking. Stagnation. Prometheus hanging from the rock, being picked apart, day after day by these vulture, man-eating birds, right? Every day, Prometheus, he was tortured and punished by the gods for doing what? For bringing fire to man. You could be a Libra, by the way, or a Pisces here. So he was tortured. He was hung upside down by Zeus, and every day he would get eaten alive by these birds, by these ravens / eagle / birds. And every day his intestines would fall out and then grow back for it to happen all over again the next day. That was his punishment. We're not doing that. This is the action we're not taking. We are certainly not taking. In fact, you're asleep to that offer, right? We are asleep, flat out bored of that. It's like, hey, collective, hey, pile 2, do you want to sip from this cup of boredom and apathy and feeling sorry for yourself and shit? No, we're asleep to that. We're just going to have ourselves a nice long nap. Some of you also with 9 of Swords and all that jazz popping up are not currently getting good sleep, so you need to maybe turn off your phones. Maybe sleep with your phones out of your rooms for a little while, or when you go to sleep, charge your phone away from your bed, that sort of thing. Pay attention also to your dream state, because this is where these things come into play. Okay, some of you are heavily having certain dreams right now. Now, I told pile 1, if you are having nightmares because you're receiving also premonitions, or you think they're premonitions, set a cup of water beside your bed and speak your intentions into the water, actually, for this 8/8 portal, and intend upon the water to protect you, also to protect your dream state. Okay? Speaking of water, you may also need to drink more of it. You're about to have a peacock glow-up season. Could be seeing Hera. Yes, the outcome, 6 of Swords. You're going to overcome this. Okay? You're being guided out of a situation. It doesn't feel like that right now, but you will. You also could be or have been in a hermit mode, again, for a very long time. Where did you go? You got out of Dodge. You got away from... You did the inner healing work, and you did it intentionally. This light coming through the woods, like I told you at the very beginning of your reading, collective, Harry thought it was someone else coming through the woods to save him. It was himself. Prometheus coming to give fire, light to man. It was for all of mankind, for future generations. This is your future self, hermit, coming back to save you, shining the light of the star. The hermit holds the star in the lantern, shining your own light back at you. It was you. You were guiding yourself out of this situation the whole time. You realize that? Do you know that? Who's going to save you? You, baby. Whose light is that coming out of the dark, out of this box here? Whose Patronus is that? It's yours. Advice, please, for the collective. Tower in reverse. Tower in reverse. Ace of Pentacles. I can't make it up. Brand new beginning. And also rebuilding from the structure. The fire that maybe this was definitely a tower moment. Don't get me wrong. Okay? You've overcome it. You're rebuilding from the ashes, having a phoenix rising moment. In the physical world, this is going to look like an inheritance coming to you, money coming to you, help, offerings, just help in general. It just comes so easily now. Everything that was so hard, and it felt like it took fucking ever. And it just, okay, you learned the lesson of the chariot, baby. The chariot. And in this particular story, and I say this in prior readings, but Hades, I could definitely be speaking to some Cancers or some Libras, as a matter of fact, but Hades, he was impatient, okay? The story of Hades and Persephone that I'm particularly going back to is Hades could have had Persephone, naturally, but he was impatient. He wanted her when he wanted her, how he wanted her. He wasn't willing to wait on her love to grow for him to earn her naturally. No, he cheated. How are we... Someone literally cheated, by the way. I have to say that. But how are we willing to overcome persistence, patience, waiting, even in spite of being eaten alive, or it feels like that. It feels like we're being tortured. Because the Hanged Man, ultimately, to me, is torture. It's torture. Definitely have some heavy Pisces in your chart. Aries, Scorpio, all that. But if he had allowed... I wonder how it would have been if he had allowed Persephone to come to him willingly, naturally, lovingly. He could have. He could have. I think she even would have warmed up to him, if you know what I mean. But he was impatient. But what kind of drama would it be if everything just went perfectly, you know? Lord. What kind of a tower moment would this be if it was all so easy? You know, if we all just did the right thing. Oh my God, judgment. What lesson would there be? Oh, the ultimate questions that we're here today to answer for ourselves. What kind of a story would it be if we all just did the right thing? Judgment. If everyone just did the right thing, what kind of life would we live here, right? If everyone just was perfect, what kind of existence would this be? You know? Truly. You're overcoming this tower that is not your first. I feel like you have experience with this tower, probably several times, maybe even 3 times for some of you. For some of you. Maybe more, who knows. For some of you, here we go again. You know what I mean? It kind of feels that way, but you have experience with this tower collective. Your work isn't done. And if it is, by God, you'd better be in the ground 6 feet under. That's what I have to say. If you're done, 6 feet under is where you need to be. We do have a 6 here. But I digress. You're not done. Not even close. Alright. Let's get a starry being's message for you. One final message for the collective. Thank you for tuning in, guys, for your LIONSGATE portal reading. I hope there were some good messages in here for you. You've overcome so much, more than you know. It's about to get really fucking good, and I think you need to expect it. Okay? You've already done the hard part. You've got experience with this really well, by the way. You're an expert at this point. You are. You are. You're an expert. I see it. For pile 2. For pile 2, please. Any messages, please, for pile 2? Thank you. You are the breath. Breath work. Throat chakra. Listen and connect to your intuition. Let's read. Let us read. You are the breath. Number 9. We don't have a 9 here, but pile 1 did. Anyway. I encourage you to watch pile 1 if you're so inclined. But either way. Listen and connect to your intuition. Much is linked to the breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. You are the breath. In and out. Remember to breathe and breathe deeply, as deeply as you can. This will ground you and keep you grounded. Looking at others scatters your own objectives. Trust in yourself. By listening to your breath, you connect to your intuition. This allows focus on where you are heading. Your path is vastly different to those around you. You are blessed with individuality. This is where you can lead the world rather than wait for it to lead you. You're coming to save yourself, my dears. My dears. Believe in you and the world will too. Self-belief is crucial to your ascension, advancement, being on path. You are unique. Connect with your inner flame. Build on it. Let it grow, and it will lead you where you need to be. Go within often, daily, if you can. Talk to your inner flame, and it will show you the way forward. Do it now. You are your own torch bearer. And we may not have had any fire show up in this reading today, but we did. The flame, the hermit, holds the light within. You may also see or hear about stars being born, and also about stars dying. You haven't died yet, collect. You're still here. Go write in your journals. Go use your voice. Talk to your intuition. Make that a point of reference for you daily. Take 3 deep breaths every day, minimum. Make it a point to connect, center back to yourself. I am sending you guys so much love on this LIONSGATE portal. I hope there was a legitimate, sincere, loving message here for you. I hope this helped you. Please let me know. Drop a comment below. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. I know you hate to hear us hear it, but I don't hate to say it. We need your support. Me too. So, I love you all. And I will chat with you next time. Until then, take care.